infamous, like, I don't know, like May 4th or something, right?
And infamous. What makes it infamous? Infamous. I can't say that word.
I'm glad you asked.
But whatever that word is, you just say.
So it's actually not necessarily an infamous day. However, it is National Work for Yourself Day.
Oh, okay. So today,
So,
I'm all for that because I'm trying to get to where I can just work for myself full time. When that day come, I'm gonna have a party.
I realized, and this was a lot later in life that I realized this, but I realized because I'm one of those people where I thought that everybody had a dream to work for themselves. Did you know that not everybody's like that?
No, no, not everybody's like that. Some people don't want to work at all.
Well, me, but
Me too. I don't want to work at all. I don't want to.
um, but I just thought that like everybody had like entrepreneurial blood in them
No.
and that but then I found out, and I was probably like a late teenager when I found this out. But I remember finding out, like I was talking to somebody and I was like, but what do you want to do someday? Because I think he worked, it was like a mundane job. He was like a delivery driver for Coca-Cola or something. And I was like, well, what do you want to do one day? And he was like, I'm doing what I want to do. I was like, you want to drive for Coca-Cola? And he was like, yeah. I was like, oh, well, it must be really cool that your dream came true then. And he was like, this wasn't my dream. And I was like, but what was your dream? And he was like, to take care of my family. And I was like, yeah, but you could do it better if you ran your own company. And he was like, I'm just trying to punch a clock and go home to my kids. And I was like, oh,
Mhm.
so not everyone's like that. Some people just want to live, and I don't
Normal.
want to say minimal lifestyle or anything like
I
that,
just said normal, but I was like, I don't mean normal, but
but it's like I can't imagine just doing my 9 to 5. I can tell you, for those of you that know and don't know, I had surgery this week. So I had the week off work, which sounds phenomenal, right? But I slept for 3 days and then organized my home office, and I'm losing my mind. Like, I want to be back at work so bad. Like, if they called me right now, it was like, hey, it's a new week. You were released yesterday. You can go. I would be at work this weekend. And only because I need that 9 to 5 to keep my schedule good, to know that from 5 to 9, I have other things to do. Because if you ask anybody, did Amanda take any meetings last week? Nope. I did nothing.
I couldn't even reach her.
See? And now y'all know that I talk to Sheena all the time, but she couldn't reach me. I mean, I think I talked to Inoa once, Sheena once. I just I checked out for the week, and people are like, "Oh, that must have felt great," but it didn't, because I don't feel like I accomplished anything. I feel like I just wasted a week of my life.
I
um,
didn't accomplish
so
much at all. I was like, dang it, Amanda, how much I really you mean to me because like dang, I can't call Amanda for something. And I was like, Amanda is very I can't think of that word. What's the word? Beneficial, but I wanted to be bigger than that. I can't think of the word, but you know what I'm trying to say.
I do. Well, and I never realized until this last week how many people I actually talk to every week.
Hmm.
Like, because, I told everybody, hey, on surgery day, my phone's going to be off. I'm not going to talk to them. And I didn't really turn my phone off, but I only let very few people know that I was okay.
Hmm.
Um, because I was just trying to get home, and plus I did not want to have a conversation with anyone that could be recorded while I was loopy. So it was very important to me that I didn't talk to anyone on Monday.
I know I
Um,
was about to go into a depression because I was like, I haven't talked to Amanda all week in like a meet. I need my Amanda. Like I was going through with Amanda withdrawals or something because I was like, where is my Amanda? I can't talk to her. And then like I called you that one time you did answer you seemed like you was still sleepy and stuff. I was like, I'm not gonna bother her anymore, but I just want my Amanda.
I didn't realize it until Tuesday, because Tuesday I put, and honestly, my phone is still on vibrate right now. Because I was trying to not take as many work calls, because I know me. If I take that call, I'm going to fix that problem. Um, because
Yeah,
that's
and I
who
wasn't
Amanda
calling you
is.
about like work or business stuff. I was just like, I just need to hear your voice and just bring some sunshine to my day and stuff. I was
I
like,
went MIA, y'all.
I said my sunshine is gone and I don't have no sunshine and
I
it's
couldn't
a
help
cloudy week.
it. Oh man.
You checked out and I
But
had a cloudy week.
but by Tuesday, including Sheena, within like 90 minutes, I had gotten like 14 phone calls. And I was like, what is going on? Like, is something going on? And because that's what my brain does. I was like, something must be wrong. So I started calling people back, and no, everyone was just calling to check on me.
Mhm.
And I was like, listen, y'all, I'm okay. Leave me alone. And they're like, listen, we're not used to this. You haven't called to check in. You haven't, touched on anything. Is there anything you need me to do? And I'm like, your job, just do your job. Like, I don't just whatever it is you
We
think
can't
you're
life
supposed to
without
do.
you. We can't. That's all I've been saying. Like I cannot life without you. I cannot life. Like me
Well,
life without
that's
Amanda.
really sweet,
It's not
but
possible.
I'm gonna need everybody to life without Amanda for 5 more weeks.
I refuse. 5 more weeks.
Listen, because as my doctor knows, says I'm on light duty for 5 more weeks. Listen, I never knew how hard it was to not pick stuff up.
Oh yeah, it
Listen,
really is. Yeah, because
and
when
I
I
know I'm
imagine.
doing right, y'all. I'm doing right. I'm not trying to pick nothing up, stuff like that. But y'all, even my purse is over 5 pounds.
Hmm.
And so I have to create a new second purse that's less than 5 pounds that I can carry around until June 10th. Um, and I don't know how I'm gonna do that. I have to carry a lot of stuff.
You know
I'm gonna
what?
have
You
to
would
I'm gonna have
realize.
to carry 10 bags.
You would realize. Trust me, you would realize that you don't need half of that stuff you're carrying around. Trust
I
me.
carry my entire medical file with me everywhere I go.
Yes, I was in the same boat when I went through my health issue thing and I had my surgery and the doctor was like, no more than 5 pounds. Really? So I have my phone and my wallet, and if you get the wallet case, you just need your phone and your keys. And life is better when you got less stuff to tote around.
I don't know if
But
I
I
could
end
do
up
it.
getting book bags. I end up transitioning to like book bags because I could throw the weight on my back. So while I was recovering, then that just I just stuck with it.
See, yeah, no, they're very specific about this. 5 pounds for another week, and then nothing over 15 pounds for 4 more weeks.
Hmm. Yeah, because you don't
Um,
want to bust no incisions or make the the sutures and stuff come undone. So they are really that is really important not to go over that weight limit.
yeah, it's hard work, man. Not to mention, like, all the cute kids. Like, sorry, that sounded kind of creepy for those that don't know me. I am in property management. My favorite tenants are the children. So that
That
is
does
what I
sound
mean by
creepy.
that.
I'm about to say
I
when
know
you
it did sound really
I was
creepy.
gonna
I
say
sounded like a creepy
where's the
person.
cute kids at? Like, what are you got them in your house or the
Yeah,
basement?
I've already stolen them. It's
You
okay.
have them tied up somewhere? Do I need to call Benson and Stabler to come figure out what's going on with the kids?
No, no, not them, because they're with SVU, and I wouldn't let anything like that happen to them. Um, so you would need to call criminal intent. I'm all game for like criminal minds, Shamar Moore or something.
Criminal tent. on that new show. Somebody told me about, but I haven't started yet. The FBI. They said that was really really good.
It is really good. So is Tracker.
Tracker. I
Yeah,
haven't
that's
heard.
about a guy that finds missing people.
Oh, okay. So I'm about to check that out. I'm
But
trying to
anyways,
find out
y'all.
what more TV, but I usually be streaming. Listen, we didn't spend what a good 10 minutes just talking about
That's
random stuff.
okay. We
That's
ain't talked to
okay.
everybody all week, and I'm him. I ain't talked to nobody all week.
Nobody. Listen, y'all. Okay, I'm sorry. This was like one of my first times seeing her when she came out of her hiding spot, and I just got carried away on the podcast. We had to put a disclaimer out. The first 10 minutes is just Amanda and Sheena catching up because she ghosted. She ghosted me for like a week.
Y'all, I didn't ghost nobody. I did. I ghosted everybody for a week. Um, I only had phone calls that I had to have. I only responded to messages I had to respond to. And you can ask, like, listen, as far as my personal life, like, I'm like 30 messages behind on me and Sheena's group chat. Like, we do a video group chat with someone else. I'm like 30 messages behind there. I have separate messages from Sheena I haven't looked at. I am so in catch up mode this weekend
And you
because
know
with my
what?
personal life.
And I ain't cut her no slack because I keep sending them. I keep making.
She does. She does. Listen, her and Toya, man, like they don't stop. No F's given. They're just like, whatever, Amanda, get up. We got to talk. There's some girl stuff for us to talk about.
Right.
And we don't even be talking about a whole lot important, y'all. It's not even like that. It's not like we be having like like psychological conversations. We be
Oh, like
talking about dumb
Congress.
stuff like the brand of toilet paper we should use and the laundry detergent ingredients. Like that's what we be talking about.
Just random stuff you really just need to get off your mind. But other people, like, you can't really say to your family because they be looking at you like, we about to go check you into this hospital. But like
Right.
us as a females and like especially with me and Tori as mothers, like we understand. And sometimes you need to just get it out to somebody who might understand where you're thinking about or why you're going through it, and just to have like that support. So I love the group. I be keeping messages. I know I'm like she'll catch up one time, sometime in the next couple of weeks she'll catch up. They don't delete, I don't think.
Um. Oh, sorry, y'all. I be trying to watch. I be trying to watch our chat and stuff so I can see when people chat us during
Yeah.
our podcast, and I forgot to even pull it up. Sherry done say good morning and everything. We ain't even said nothing to her. Good morning, Sherry.
Hey,
Um,
Sherry.
listen, I don't care what nobody says. Sherry's our best supporter. And I say that just because she don't miss an episode. She don't care. She gonna be on an episode. She gonna laugh a little bit. She gonna throw in some 2 cents.
Mm-hmm.
Sherry's like our virtual third wheel. She gets on there, monitors our comments for us.
Right.
It's great.
I
It's great.
I got her providing feedback on some forums and stuff. So I'm like, Sherry's is in there. I love Sherry.
Listen, it's you should have contacted her. Sherry knew how to get a hold of me while I was out. I'm just kidding. She didn't know how.
Yeah, I thought I had to come to the mountain. I'm like, I'm gonna have to take this trip. What's wrong? I can't deal without my Amanda. My Amanda is like
Listen,
my coffee. Like, listen, I got to have coffee and I got to have my Amanda.
that's well, and listen, it threw off my whole schedule. Like my brain, like I've been getting up at like 2 a.m. and going back to sleep and getting up at like 7:30. And that's not me. Like I'm usually up by 6:30, 7 o'clock at the latest every single day without fault. Um,
Yeah,
and
and I
I
have
usually
you.
talk to Sheena at least once a day. So it's like,
Right.
okay, I didn't talk to Sheena today. Did I wake up today? What day is it?
No, and I was like, what am I supposed to be doing? And I had a meeting today because I have I know I'm a coach, but I do have a coach, especially on techie stuff. Well, she teaches me how to do some of techie stuff and things. So I do have a coach that I meet once a week. So I met with her this week, and she was like, "Well, what did you get done? Did you work anything?" I was like, "Listen, my partner, she's had surgery and she's out, and I didn't do anything. Like I didn't."
Just so we're clear, y'all, I am not a partner in Sheena's business, okay?
She's my
But that's
partner.
what she
Listen.
refers to me.
Yes, I was
Yes.
my partner. I was like, she's out, and I can't answer questions. So like, I really don't know what's going on right now because like I started this project and I started this and nothing's finished, and I'm just like I can't tell you nothing until she comes back. Like I need her back, and when she comes back in my life, and I'll do something. I'll finish something. It's like I didn't do nothing. I didn't finish anything.
Oh, and Sherry, that's okay. Sherry said she might not be able to stay this whole episode. She had a friend call and invite her to breakfast. Girl, go. Go have breakfast with your friend. Friends are
Yes,
important.
go have
You can always
fun.
watch us later.
I was about to say you watch us later. We'll be on
Yep. Just find us later on the page.
yeah,
Um,
you can watch the shenanigans later.
I mean, we don't even really apparently start the new stuff till about 8:17, 8:18. So just go back to 8:20 and start watching the news. Because we really suck at that this morning. We're not talking about
Right.
nothing but each
Oh, we were
other.
supposed to be we would be really sucky at news anchors. We probably get fired the first day.
I wouldn't get fired the first day. I would at least make it to day number 3. And that's only because for the first couple of days I would just slide inside jokes and all the news broadcasts to make people laugh.
I
But
would
by
do
day
that.
3, I wouldn't be able to. Sheena's gonna get fired on the first day because she can't keep us off explicit.
No. And I'm gonna be like, oh, don't put me on the weather report and don't put me on traffic. Cause yeah, I definitely would get fired. Let's see. What can you put me on that I won't get fired? Nothing.
Where was I at? I'm trying to remember where I was. I was somewhere in the last week where
Yes,
I
you are.
saw stickers that said F around and find out. Oh, because it was FAFO.
I
Listen,
think that's yeah,
I
yeah.
found FAFO stickers. I didn't know what it meant. And
Uh-huh.
so I Googled it and it was F around and find out. And I was like, Sheena stickers.
Yes, I should make a T-shirt or something. I tell you,
F
I'm gonna
A
start.
F
I'm
O.
doing recordings. I'm taking that and making it into a whole YouTube segment. So y'all stay tuned. Y'all, I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna do that. I think I got some
We
ideas.
need to. You love New York?
Oh, this is where Adam got me when he went to New York.
Oh, he's so nice. Ask Adam where my coffee mug at.
Yeah.
I don't know about this whole partnership thing.
Oh, now you want a mug too? I'm gonna have to tell him he's gonna buy you a mug too.
I want it from New York. He got to go to New York and get it. He better not be ordering off of Amazon.
I'll go to the Hobby Lobby and get a sticker and get a decal.
Okay, so today we got some interesting topics, and we're going around in circles kind of on purpose. These were all like really random topics that I found, so please don't think they're in any particular order at all. Because if you knew my brain this last week, order was not an option. Um, so first off, our first story is, and Sheena, before you hear the whole story, do not react because I know you. And so I'm going to just say that. So,
So
an
you mean like
orangutan,
don't react like don't do my facial expressions or don't react like don't say nothing or hold on.
you're going to keep your arms up like that the whole time I tell the story because your arm's going to get tired. Okay. So now that Sheena's on blank mode, I have her paused. You notice them arms going down though, right? Because she knows she can't hold them arms up that whole time. That's a long time to hold arms up, especially in that position. I be trying to do that with weights, man, and that thing be killing me. Okay, so an orangutan was observed intentionally. Like they intentionally left an orangutan where they could watch him and observe him. And this orangutan had a
Oh,
wound on their face.
hold on. I don't mean to sound dumb or slow. Maybe a little bit. But orangutan, that's a monkey, right?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Continue.
Okay. So there's this monkey, right? And they left him where they could see him but still monitor him. And he had like this wound on his face. And so they're watching this orangutan and they observe that he starts treating this wound with plants. And so they start paying attention. And they're like, oh, well, maybe this is a good plant to use. Why? I want to know why, as Americans, not even Americans, why, as people, we are so intelligent, like so intelligent, but we are constantly stuffing our throats with 9,000 pills a day that doctors say we need. And listen, y'all, I'm guilty. I have a very not good condition and multiple other health issues that cause me to have to take medicine daily. And I hate it. I hate it. I don't want to swallow these pills, but I want to live. So it's like a catch 22. But I kind of want to take this orangutan's, idea because he used these plants and the juice from these plants and the vitamins and the nutrients to heal his own wound. Um, and it didn't get infected. And it's I never say these names right. But the plant's name is Acar Kunin.
The name of
Anyways,
the plant?
yeah, and he chewed on the leaves. And these are the same leaves that are known to treat illnesses like diabetes and malaria. So instead of doctors giving me this plant for my diabetes, they've given me pills. You know what I mean? Like I want to know when as people we start paying more attention to what animals are doing because how many animals are given medicine? I ain't never had no bear show up on my porch and ask to borrow some insulin. You ever had a bear show up at your house and ask to borrow some pills? Hey, just coming by to see if you had some extra metformin.
Animals are free to do exactly their God given purpose because they don't have interference. We, as people, as humans, have interference because we have been corrupted by so much man made things that we're so lazy that instead of going out and getting a plant and doing plant based diets and using plants for their God given purpose to heal us, we rely on man made pharmaceuticals. We continue to put all kinds of stuff that's not safe in our bodies. See, we eat crazy stuff like deep fried Oreos, and our bodies, that's not for our bodies. Your bodies wasn't made to digest or, yeah, it's not gonna kill you to eat a deep fried Oreo,
Hold on.
but
Do
is it
you have
healthy?
deep fried Oreos?
The state fair does.
Is the state fair in South Carolina?
No, I just
Why?
got you. You just missed the whole point of my thing because you got hung up on the deep fried Oreos. So I should have just said,
I was just curious.
now you want a deep fried Oreo? See my point exactly. She's she's not delusional.
Listen, but I've had bears show up and ask me for deep fried Oreos. Now, if you know if I make a deep fried Oreo, that bear's coming around here to get some. So, but he ain't coming around here to get no insulin.
No, but he might eat the deep fried Oreo because he's curious. Yeah, we might eat it because we want to know what it tastes like. But we as humans know that, or should know that, not healthy for us to eat deep fried Oreos.
Well, it's not technically healthy for us to eat meat. I mean, but we still do it. You know, animals were not consumed to be our food. They weren't consumed to be made to be our food. They weren't created to be consumed by us.
Right, because like the Lion King, what's it? The Way of Life. What's that thing on the Lion King?
The Circle of Life. Yes. Y'all, I can't sing, but you know.
The Circle of Life. You know, animals has a process. You know, food chain. They eat other people. Us as humans.
They eat other people?
I mean, not eat other people. Eat other animals.
Cool, I'm going to be mad if a snail ever eat me.
No, yeah, the circle of life is how the process of animals eating animals to survive. That's the circle of life. Us as humans, it's not part of that circle of life. We were supposed to feed from the earth, fruits and vegetables, what we grow from the earth. That's what we were supposed to consume. But no, somebody in the 10 million years ago killed a cow and fried that thing up on the grill and invented a hamburger, and then we just went crazy and started eating all the animals. And it's like, well, why? How much? What would a chicken taste like? And they killed the chicken, put him in some grease, and said that, you know, he tastes good. And then they went on to the next animal. So then humans started eating animals because they realized they taste good. But we're not intended to eat animals. We was never intended to eat animals. We were intended to eat fruits and vegetables.
Yeah. And
so humans decided
other plant-based.
Hey, we're eating something we were not intended to eat, and everybody's getting sick with these plagues and everything. So we're smart, create a pill that can fix all of this instead of just eating what we're intended to eat. Everything that we need is from the earth, plants, vegetables. If you just know that certain plants cure things, eating a plant-based diet will clean your immune system, herbal teas, herbs, and stuff. Like, there's a lot of stuff. You don't need pharmaceutical pills, or even, you really don't. But you have to have the willpower, and not a lot of people don't. A lot of people who are sick can cure, like, people, you can reverse diabetes. Most people don't do that. You can. But most people won't go through what is needed to reverse it, because you can't eat meat.
Right.
You have to be a plant-based diet. Like, can you go strictly plant-based? And most people are not willing to do that. So they'd rather take a pill that man-made pharmaceutical companies made. Take this pill, and then you don't have to eat plant-based. You can still eat that cow. You can still eat that deep fried Oreo. Just take this pill, and everything will be all right. But it's not, because you got side effects, and everything else is like a ripple effect.
Well, I'm glad that you understood where I was going with that story.
Yeah.
Because it wasn't, I just think it's something we need to pay attention to. And I don't think, sorry y'all, my eye is itchy. And we don't as people. Like, I'm exploring a lot of different options for the things that are wrong with me. I just haven't figured out a way to use a plant to get immunoglobins. But once I figure that out, y'all, watch out.
It's going to take something more severe. Some people, I think, after COVID started waking up a little bit. But I think it might need something more severe than COVID for get people to actually be like, hey, wait a minute.
It's going to take them somehow poisoning. Like, mad cow disease didn't work. You know, the chicken shortage didn't work, which was really weird. when there was a chicken wing shortage and not a chicken breast shortage.
Or chicken leg.
It was really strange. Like there's 2 wings on every bird. Why? Anyways. Um
Because people
but
believe what other people tell you. Like, how
well,
can you
and they done
discredit
passed
it?
the law where they can make the clone meat now
Mhm. Because
and feed it to us.
it comes from our government, and our government has brainwashed us to think that whatever they say is law, and so what they say, oh, it's a shortage, we believe them. Like, we're not gonna discredit them. They're the government. They have our best interests at heart, right?
But isn't that what we do as the American people? Is discredit our government on a daily basis? So why not discredit them about everything?
Right.
And listen, I'm not saying y'all. Listen, I'm not. I don't want nobody to come and take all this the wrong way. I eat meat. I do.
Oh
I
yeah,
don't eat a lot of
me
it,
too.
but
Chicken wings the other day, but
yeah, no, I eat meat. I'm not ashamed of that or any of that. But I will tell you, if my health depended on it, I could drop meat in a heartbeat. For the things that I have going on, I need the protein in meat right now.
mm,
Um, but if they said, "Hey, Amanda, meat's messing with you. You can only eat bananas here forward." Guess what? I'm eating bananas.
yeah, that's why they said that we started consuming meat, and meat didn't really do anything
That's why it
for us.
messes with your digestive tract because we're not made to digest that.
Right, we're not made. Beef stays in your system like a couple of
Y'all ain't
days.
never heard a cow say, "Man, I got some heartburn tonight,"
Our
because they
body,
were made to digest meat. Well, no, they weren't. They were made to digest plants, actually. Um, but you ain't never heard a T Rex say, "Oh man, oh this heartburn I got going on," because they were made to digest meat.
mhm, we were made to
We
just
have
digest.
definitely got way off topic today. Maybe it's just one of those days. It's because me and Sheena haven't talked all week, y'all. So we got to have our random blurbs and circles
Mhm.
and talk about nothing because that's what we actually do 90% of our times on the phone.
Yeah, I get you. I eat meat, though sometimes I limit my meat though. I limit the amount of meat I eat. I'm increasing my fruits and vegetables more. So I'm trying to change my diet, but I probably guarantee you that's why, because I'm in the same boat. I could say contest to that because I'm one of those people. I was diagnosed with type 2 diabetes at age 20, and I really didn't understand the disease, but like I just felt like I can guess during that time I could eat and do whatever I wanted to do, and then it just got worse until I'm on 15 different pills, and they're telling me like, hey, you got to change your eating habits, lose weight, or you're gonna, you know, start having problems with your systems and start shutting down and stuff. So most of our health issues that we cause on ourselves are because of what we put in our body and how much extra weight we carry, and is a big contributor factor to the inside of our body. And
Let
most
me tell
people,
y'all something that I found out about weight. And I'm going to go find the video and post it. But there is a doctor. She's overweight. Bye, Sherry. Have a good one. Um, there's a doctor who's overweight. And when I say overweight, she's probably 5'2", 200 pounds. She's not super overweight, but she's a little overweight. Okay. She's a specialist in nutrition. And she goes on to say like a lot of things about how people look at some overweight people and think, oh man, they're not healthy. But some people's structures were actually made to carry weight. And if you are living in a, healthily, like a plant-based diet, you're not putting, smoke into your lungs and stuff like that. She flat said, she was like, she doesn't eat meat. She's a plant-based diet. She exercises and works out 5 days a week. She's a doctor. She's in the best condition of her life. And she weighs 200 pounds. And she
Mhm.
was like, listen, some people were made to be bigger people, and people don't understand that.
Mm-mm.
But then she also showed like an x-ray of her body, and there literally are big boned people out there.
Yeah, but
And I
no,
never knew
people
that.
don't understand that it's people are different sizes. We come in different sizes. Yeah, you have those little two big skinny people. I had to learn this too, because like you have those skinny people, and I'm like, I want to be like her. Like I want to be that skinny.
Right. And your body's not set up to be like
It's
that.
not. My bone structure is not set up to be skinny like that. But I can be smaller than what I am, but not
Right. Me
skinny
too.
than that.
Everybody, I
So
think, can be a little smaller than what they are,
yeah,
but I'll never be able to be a
like
size zero
I was about to say
because,
0 2. I was about to say 0 1 or 2. Like no, I won't
yeah,
be.
no, I'll never be able to be that. I don't know how or where I got it from, but I got a little bit of butt and a little bit of hips. And
Hmm.
I mean, I don't have very defined hips. You're not going to see my hips from a mile away, but so I'll never be that size because I don't have that bone structure. My hips are too wide
Hmm.
to ever be a size
Yeah.
zero.
No, I think I might if I do ever get to a 12 or 14. That's probably about the lowest I probably ever get because of my bone.
So
My
I'm
of
thinking
my
that I'm
hip.
a yeah. So and I'm pretty much about the same. I mean, I don't think I can get below that without it making my bone structure look weird.
Hmm.
But anyway, sorry, I know we went off track again. It's okay. It's okay. We only got 4 more stories to get through in 20 minutes, guys. We got
Right.
this.
So we're gonna start talking like Rick Days, and we're gonna be really spicy, and we're gonna do this.
Oh, and it's gonna be really funny if the sound doesn't match because then it's gonna look like we're on Chinese shows. Oh, I'm not allowed to say that. It's gonna look like we're on ninja movies. There we go. Apparently, me saying Chinese meant that I was being racist last time, but I wasn't. I was talking about the movies, y'all. All
What?
right.
Oh, okay.
So the next thing is listen, Lake Superior. You know where that is?
No.
It was one of the Great Lakes.
Oh, in Michigan.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm on
Guess
Joe.
guess what we found?
What? New species.
Kinda. We found a shipwreck. See, why your face always do that, man? That's interesting news to some people, like me.
What was on the ship?
I like
Gold?
shipwreck. Huh?
I said, what did they find? Gold?
Well, I mean, no, they just found the shipwreck so far. It's at the bottom
Did
of.
somebody claim it? Who's the what you call them people? Scavengers, hunters? Got to claim the ship.
It was only carrying salt.
The whole ship of salt.
It disappeared May 1st of 1909. Yeah, it was just carrying salt.
So it disappeared, and now they found it. How did they?
Yes.
How did they found it? Somebody was just who got paid to do nothing, found it, and while they were doing nothing in the water.
I mean, from what I read in the article, it looks like they actually found the ship before now and didn't tell anybody.
I believe it. This is a lot of shit they found out and don't tell nobody.
I
Usually
have
in the
questions
news.
though. Salt dissolves in water. We all know that from boiling water. Wait, salt doesn't dissolve? Sheena, why did you just.
Because I was thinking the same thing when you first said it was only carrying salt. Well, it's like, how the fuck did they know it was carrying salt when salt dissolved? When the shit went down, it would have dissolved.
Well, that's what was on the ship to go over to the other part of Minnesota was salt.
Oh, okay.
But these are fresh waters. So in 1909, were they saltwater
No,
lakes
that's why
for
they're
a little bit?
turned into salt water because the shit went
It's
down and
not. They're freshwater lakes.
and salted all the water. Okay, I'm gonna stop.
But I really want to know in 1909, like, did you go in for your geography class and they was like, hey y'all, Lake Superior is a saltwater lake now. Um,
Salty.
I want to know how much salt it takes to make it a saltwater habitat versus a
How
freshwater
much shit
habitat.
that worth?
Well, and that's why I want to know because I looked it up, and I know it sounds dumb, but I looked it up, and Lake Superior has never been listed as a saltwater anything. But in 1909, that bad boy was a saltwater. Ain't no way all that salt sunk on a ship and did nothing.
Yeah. Yeah, that doesn't seem right. Somebody
Not
lying.
right, and it's either the history books or these people. Now, just so y'all know, I've never done this before, but I did go ahead and reach out because they had to contact us at the bottom of this article.
Hmm.
So I reached out to them and asked them if they have any specifics about the water content from 1909 for Lake Superior. I haven't heard back from anyone yet. Um, so I'm just kind of curious. Like, I want to know what it did. If this was a ship full of water, I mean, a ship full of water.
God shit.
If we're just out here dumping water in the
Listen,
salt, I need to know
listen.
this stuff.
That's why it went under because it was full of water.
Right. Oh, that makes so much more sense now. All right, so no more carrying water over large places of water, guys. Start carrying things like salt.
Oh gosh, where I'm
Where
trying to
does
think of
salt come from?
where does salt come from?
Yeah.
I don't know. That's a good
Why do
question.
I not know this?
Yeah, it seems like we would have known that in like chemistry class. Oh,
It don't grow.
you make it in chemistry. You do the what is that? Periodic table. Um,
You don't make those. Those are minerals and elements.
well, you mix two minerals together and get salt. Right? I don't know. Um, seawater and sodium chloride mineral. Rock salt. Rock salt and seawater make salt.
Okay. So you mean to tell me that they had to ship all this salt over there because that one city didn't have no rocks and and no seawater?
Apparently.
Well, I bet you that captain felt salty.
Oh, you know what? I did. When I asked Google that question, I'm sorry, my nose is really itching. I had to take a Benadryl. It said that back in the day that they Michigan was one of those states that produced it salt. So maybe that's why they were carrying salt in Michigan because it's produced there, and they traveled, they produced it, and they went to take it on a delivery, a DoorDash, and it sunk. They had a DoorDash
Could
salt.
you imagine? Could you imagine being the DoorDash driver that had to deliver salt to an entire city?
Yeah, that's what happened. Because it just says on this article right here says because that's where the salt comes from. It says digging into the process of salt making, and it was like salt making is um they do the minerals and things, but they listed certain states where they produced the salt. I guess you got to get rock salt in certain places, and Michigan was one of those um, states. It says Kansas, Louisiana, Michigan, and New York, Ohio, and Texas is where they generate the salt production. Well, the facilities are in the different location. The facilities are in like Arizona, California, Nevada, New Mexico, and Oklahoma and Utah. So they gotta go get the rock salt from like Michigan and take it to the facility to actually make it. So that's probably why it left Michigan and on a DoorDash, but it took a wrong turn and the ship got full of water.
Are we back? We're
Yeah, you
back.
was frozen for a little bit. I was like, is she frozen?
Both of us were. Riverside did some kind of buffering. Y'all, that was our studio. I'm not sure what's going on, but I'll make sure I bring that up with them this week. I even looked back at my Wi-Fi box. I was like,
I
"Am
was
my
like
Wi-Fi
looking, I was
off?"
like, why is she staring at me like that? Then you wouldn't blink and wasn't moving. I was like, is she frozen?
I realized because halfway through your sentence, you quit talking.
Oh, well, what was the last thing I said?
I don't remember because it was a long time after that.
Oh, yeah, because after I stopped and then you didn't say nothing and I was looking at you and I was like, why is she staring at me like that? And then, oh, God. But I was saying that there's certain states that they get the rock salt from and then they have to transport it to other states where the facility is to make the salt. So I think that's what
Right.
happened. They got the salt from Michigan and was transporting it. They were trying to DoorDash it and it took a wrong turn and the ship got full of water.
Probably. Um,
So who fault was that? Like, can you get a refund? Like, if I
so, and
DoorDash,
listen, I'm trying to wonder, I was wondering that too. Like, so that city never got its salt. So, like, does that mean did nobody have no salt to eat with? And for how long? Like, how long was that order for? Like, is
yo,
that a
was
monthly
that
shipment?
so? There was like a salt shortage in 1909.
I know. Alexa, was there a salt shortage in 1909?
From appnews.com, Salt traders said there was a shortage, but not a crisis.
Salt traders said there was a shortage, but not a crisis.
Oh, so it wasn't like a lot of salt in that ship.
But they are saying in 1909 there was a shortage.
Yeah,
That's
because
because we was out there sinking salt ships.
yeah, because the salt ship.
They probably was hanging the wrong colors. You know, like the gangs be doing. They was probably hanging the yellow flags and the blue ship flags came up and was like, "Nah, dog, you're not finna be in our water with those flag colors,"
So
and took them
so
down.
so in 1909, like I wonder like how long like y'all had to eat like bland food because y'all ain't had no salt.
Well, I don't know. There was a shortage, not a crisis.
You think that's why accent
You
was
think
made?
people was seasoning their food back then?
That's probably why they
I
came up
think
with other
I think
seasonings.
we season I think we season more now that food is more processed. I think that when it was more fresh, people didn't season it as much.
Really? I wonder when. That's probably why they came up with salt substitutes because there was a salt shortage.
You're gonna look up when salt substitutes were started.
Yeah. Ha ha. The accent. You remember accent? The season. It
Uh-huh.
was created in 1947. So they probably was like, man,
That's
we've
because
been.
it was some little girl who couldn't have salt for a month and she grew up and she was like, "Oh, I remember when I had no salt when I was 7 years old. We about to make a salt substitute."
Yup, that's what she said. Oh gosh, salt substitutes was yeah, that makes sense. They was like going years. Back then they'll go years and years with something without something before they do something about it. So they probably went for a couple of years with a salt shortage, and then somebody was like, "Man, we need to find a substitution."
Yep, that's exactly what they did. All right, next story.
Yes, 10 minutes.
So this one, I brought this up because I want to see if your mind works like mine. So I'm going to tell you something very generalized and vague, and I want you to tell me who you think did it.
Okay.
Now, for starters, I just want to put out there, we don't know who did it. Nobody is guilty until proven guilty in a court of law.
Okay.
But on top of that, we don't actually have the answer yet. So this was a woman that was found murdered. She was stabbed to death in her home. It was a homicide. She was pregnant. And deputies forced entry into her home, found blood all over the living room floor, and found the victim suffering from stab wounds. She was pronounced dead at the scene. She was 27 years old, 7 months pregnant, with other children. Who did it?
The baby father, because he had a wife at home. Or the wife did it when she found out the husband was cheating.
Okay. I think it was the side chick
The side chick.
or the
Oh,
girlfriend.
yeah. It could be the side chick.
Yeah, what if she
Maybe
found out
like
this girl's
she
pregnant?
used
She's
the
about to
husband
have
for
that baby in
her.
a couple months.
Yeah. The wife having the baby and the side chick is mad? Yeah.
Yeah, however it worked. But I think it was another woman. And I only say that because as a man, if that man wanted to kill that girl, he could have just waited until the baby was born and kept his baby. Most men aren't going to kill their own kid.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So,
A
because
girl,
men
a
are
woman
really
thinks
weird about that.
different. Women thinks like once that baby's born, then everything's going to change.
Yeah, yeah. And that's, I don't know a female, unless it was deceitful, unless it was over a man or something like that, that would kill a woman with another woman, like with her pregnant. Because women cherish other women's pregnancies just as much as their own. So unless there was anger or vengeance behind that, I don't see it happen. And I just kind of wanted to play what do you think with that story?
Yeah,
Because it
makes
hasn't come out
sense.
yet.
I think,
So
like you
I'm
said,
waiting
it's
for the
either
answer.
the side chick or the husband was cheating, and it's the wife, and she's the side chick.
I definitely think it's a woman.
Yeah, it definitely is. Like, I definitely think.
Well, and because I feel like, and if it was like a random event, like somebody coming to rob her, they wouldn't have left the other kids alive.
Right.
They just shot everybody or stabbed everybody.
Yeah.
Plus, stabbing is very personal.
I was just about to say that starving is more personal. She went there with a vendetta to kill this woman to stop this baby from being born. So
Right, and that's what it sounds like to me. Because why wouldn't you wait the 2 months?
Right.
She didn't want that baby to be born. I had nothing to do with that woman.
Right, because why didn't you kill the other kids? Why you killed this woman because to stop this baby from being born?
I'm glad that we're on the same page with that. That's why I want to do that. I'm going to throw those in randomly, but I am going to keep checking for an update on that so we can find out.
Definitely. I do want to know who did that.
And then the next story was actually a question also.
Okay.
So I want to know if you feel like the following thing is progress or a problem. So I don't know if you know this, but the first high-speed rail line in the U.S. broke ground last week. And it's going to be a high-speed rail line from Vegas to L.A. You know what a high-speed rail line is? Like the high-speed trains. Do you think that this is progress in America, or do you think this is going to become a problem?
I think it's going to become a little bit of both.
Okay, explain.
I think it's progress because there's a lot of traction between Vegas and LA, and having a fast rail, like a straight line connection between the two, would cut down travel time, would be progress. I think it'd be a problem because it can cause a lot of headaches or a hectic, especially like it depends on how it's structured. See, I don't know how it's structured, but I'm thinking like it has to be structured a certain way. It has to be in a certain location, or it's going to cause issues with traffic. It might cause issues Did they make it correctly to where it's not going to cause accidents? Because there can be a lot of fatalities if one of those trains crash. So I say it depends on how it's manufactured and where its location at will can potentially cause problems.
So I think it's a little both too. I think that we should have had a fast trail a long time ago, a fast train. I mean, they have one over in Spain, leading you into Barcelona. I think that America's behind in the progression of that. Where the problem comes in is we let all these people go out there and become Uber drivers,
Oh,
and their entire families depend on that money. And now we're going to create fast trains. I think that this should have been something we created back before COVID and had already had done. I mean, even long before COVID. We should have been doing this in 2000. We should have had these fast trains going when they were going overseas. And I say that because now we have a bunch of people out there that are depending on this money for their family, and we're going to take it away from them after we finish building this fast train.
just
Now,
like
yeah,
what they're
those
doing
same
with
people could get
just like what they're doing with TikTok. You know how many entrepreneurs gonna
right.
lose their business and lose their income when they take away TikTok?
And that's the biggest thing that I don't think we're paying attention to is we keep saying that our country's falling and that we're creating the fall. We're
Exactly.
creating the struggle. Sorry,
Creating
y'all, my
our
mic
own
fell.
demise.
I mean, when it comes to the Uber drivers and stuff like that, like one of the, I know that somebody is going to come back and argue this, so I'm going to display it out there now. So the person that comes to me and says, oh, well, the Uber driver can work for the train. Listen, the reason people are Uber driving is because of the flexibility of the schedule. It has nothing to do with that's what the best thing they're good at or
Right,
that's all they know how to
right,
do. It's not that. It's the
right,
flexibility because people have kids in school or kids with disorders and they have to be
right.
home with
And
them
not
sometimes.
everybody has a life structure to where they can work a 9 to 5.
Right. Like, I mean, one of my really close friends, she has a military husband, so she can't depend on him to help out with the kids and not in a mean way, but she can't depend on him because he'll get called away with the click of a finger. And so she has to drive and do stuff like that because her daughter with epilepsy, she might get a phone call from the school that day and have to pick her kid up at noon this day and two the next day and things like that. And she doesn't have a husband there to rely on to be able to help her with that because he may go off on a ship that day.
Right. And it's
So it's one of those things where it's like those people can't work on the train, y'all.
right.
Not unless our train's
Exactly.
gonna have the flexibility that they need.
Exactly. And that's exactly one of the main reasons why I took this position I got in my regular job is because of the flexibility of the
Right.
schedule. I can basically build my own schedule. So as long as I get my 40 hours. But they give me
Same.
flexibility, to work. I don't have to be like, oh, you're on a schedule 8 to 5 and your lunch is at 12. No, they have to say, here's the window from 6 to 8, 6 a.m. to 8 p.m. You do your 8 hours somewhere in between that window. Or they give you Monday through Friday, and whenever you get your 40, you can leave. You can do 4 10-hour days and have Fridays off, or you can have a Wednesday off and do 4 days, or you do 2 12s. Or they give us a flexibility to make a schedule that fits our lifestyle. So
Right.
I like that, and I think more companies need to offer that flexibility because we have life outside of work.
I think besides retail and food, all companies should offer a flexible schedule.
Hmm.
And retail and food, I think that they should be paid decently because they don't offer a flexible schedule.
I
Those are
think they
essential
should
workers.
offer like shorter shifts and offer the ability. Like when I had to do part-time cashiering, they offered me like I could split my shifts instead of like doing a long shift. I could come in and work like 3 hours, take a break, go do what I have to do, and come back later that day and finish out another 4 hours. So
Right.
even if they can't do that, like every that flexibility like other companies in the other industries, they can offer shorter shifts to someone who like can like break up their shifts into
Right.
2 or 3 different shifts throughout that day.
I'm telling you, I don't think companies realize how many employees they would keep,
Mhm.
and if they would allow the flexibility in scheduling. Like
Right.
in property management, I know that it's good for us to have a property manager on property 5 days a week. I also know you don't need that. You can have a person on the property 1 day a week, and that property will still run just fine. You can have a person on the property a half a day every week. As long as they know what they're doing and they have like a maintenance man on property for letters or for incidents, there's not a reason to have a property manager on a site 5 days a week,
Hmm.
because eventually it becomes mundane, run down, and the property manager gets bored, and that's when they start looking into other things. I feel like even with like the company I'm currently with, there's a lot of changes that could be made that could save the company and the employees so much time and money, and the flexibility would only make their jobs that much better.
Right.
You know, um, like if we allowed everybody to work from home for half the day and they only had to go in for 4 hours, I bet your morale would go up extremely.
Right. Because now we're in a generations. Things change from generation to generation. But now we're in this generation we're in now. People are not putting their job first. Back in the day,
No.
when our parents and grandparents was coming up,
Well,
like
that's
nothing
also
came
our
before their
parents and
job. Like,
grandparents made a living wage.
yes, they did, and then we can survive off of one income family.
If
But
if my job gave me a living wage, and by living wage I mean I could afford to buy a house, buy a car, take care of my family, and take them on vacation every year, then I promise you I wouldn't be going anywhere either, and I'd be happy at my job.
right,
And I only had to work 40 hours a week, because that's how it used to be.
right, but it's not now. They want more
No,
from us and paying us less, and people are not putting their family before that again. Like they're not. They choose
no.
more. People are choosing their family and what they want out of life over working for somebody else or their job because they know that they can just go get another job.
Well, see, and that's the biggest thing. Like, I can tell you, I absolutely love the company that I work for. I really, really do. There's not a lot of companies that have done for me what they have, or stood by me through all of my health stuff. So I absolutely love my company, but I can tell you, it is still just a job.
Right.
I love my family more. And if the day ever comes that they're like, no, you can't do this, and it's something for like my mom or my sisters or my nephew, I'm doing it. I don't care.
Right.
And it's not because I'm a fed up employee or any of that. It's because it is just a job, and I can get that same salary anywhere else.
Mhm.
I can go be a manager anywhere and make what I'm making now.
But see, back in the
I could actually
day,
make more.
people were comfortable. People got what they need out from their company to take
Right.
care of their family, so they didn't have a reason to leave. That's why so many people is like, "Oh, I retired off this job. I've been working this job 30
Yep.
years, the same job for 30 years because they're comfortable. They're getting what they need from that company to take care of their family. So why should they leave? But now
Right.
people are not getting what they need to for their basic life necessities. So that's why you see so many people like they might work a job a year or less than a year and then switch it to another job, or they got and then they say company you shouldn't do that because companies will look at your resume and see that you're job hopping. But what else you're gonna do when you have to change your job to fit your family or fit your lifestyle when you have a family? What are we supposed to do? Not have family or not have kids because it don't fit the company, or we're gonna find another job that fits our family base. And see, it's like a catch-22 because people are leaving jobs that once something happens or if their family's at jeopardy, yeah, they leaving and going to find another company to work for that will actually give them what they need. But then companies look
Right.
down at them like, "Oh, you're job hopping." No, I'm going where I need to go to fit what I need because that company didn't give me what I need. But it looks bad. See, it's like a catch-22. But back it's way different from back in the day.
It is. And people are like, Like, I remember having this conversation with my dad before you passed. That was like 3 years ago, y'all. So it was probably like 4 or 5 years ago that we had this conversation. And he was like, Amanda, just get your credit together and buy a house. Dad, I make less than 50 grand a year. And this was at that moment. And I actually didn't. I made a little bit more than that. But I was like, there's not a bank out here that's going to approve me for a house.
Mm-hmm.
And it has nothing to do with my credit. It's because I only make 50 grand a year. And at the time, I was living in Columbia, South Carolina, where houses were 400K for a 3-bedroom.
Mm-hmm.
And even a 1-bedroom house was 290K.
Girl, it's not getting any better. It hasn't gotten any better.
And so not a bank out there, even with a management position, always paid my rent on time, never been evicted from anywhere, and decent credit score. That's not enough a year to make to say that I can afford a house.
Right. That's why you have so many people out here who's like 45 and have roommates because they can't afford to have their own house. Or you have those people who out here who get a big house and rent out the rooms because they know everybody out here can't afford to have their own place. It's just too
Mm-hmm.
expensive. Even not even a house to go rent an apartment. Like it's ridiculous. Like I was apartment hunting a little while ago, and I contacted this complex. It was like, oh, we got one coming available, a 2-bedroom apartment for 1675. You want me to pay 1675 for something I would never own that I just need for a couple of months, like a short term lease? That's a lot of money, and but not everybody can afford to dish out 1675 to stay to live. That's like most people.
Yep.
If you really look at it, but all of the low wages and what everybody get taken out of their taxes, the taken out of their check by the time they bring home, some people barely make 1675 a month, or maybe barely make 2 grand a month. So you're really gonna say you're gonna charge them 1675 just to live there? That's why so many people like, let me go rent this room for $400 a month, and I'll just keep everything together, and I won't have um I won't have all the amenities that I want because I can't afford it. And I seen a video. I was scrolling on Facebook yesterday, and I seen a video about a TikTok. I don't know, it was a Facebook or a reel or one of those things on videos, short videos on on Facebook, where this guy was looking like the homeless is starting to live better than us because they get these tents or these RVs and go live in the RV parks instead of paying rent. A lot of people are waking up like they're not going to keep paying all of this money out for these houses and rent to live when they could just save money and live on their own. A lot of people are going homeless because like they not want to give money into these greedy landlords or greedy apartment complexes and the greedy sellers who selling their houses above market and because they can.
Right. Well, and it's absolutely ridiculous. I mean,
Yo,
anyways,
this homeless
that's
guy, this I watched this video. The homeless guy had like a bearskin rug in his little tent. Like this tent was decked up. I was like, listen, homelessness might not be bad. He got a bearskin rug. He had that thing. He had the whole. The tent was breaking up with a kitchen area, a living room area. It was that dude hooked the tent up now.
so I know that up until like a couple days ago when I explained it to your explained it to my significant other, I've been saying like I want to buy an RV so bad. Like I don't want no car payment, I want an RV payment. I got
Right.
a car, I got a home. I really want an RV. And then a couple days ago, we was just kind of talking, going back and forth, because he's like looking at ATVs and 4-wheelers and mini bikes and stuff like that over the last couple of weeks. So as he's been looking at that stuff, like I kept telling him, like I really just want to find an RV that I can fix up and make my own, how I want it to be. And then finally, a couple days ago, he was just kind of looking at me weird when I said it again. And I was like, listen, an RV is the only way to secure the fact that I'll never be homeless. because I can hustle up $300 a month to pay a campground.
Yes. Yes, and a lot of people just do a lot rent because you can rent a lot for like 250, 300 a month, and they park an RV there or they have a tent,
Yep.
and they just rent the lot rent. A lot of people are moving to renting lots and just putting an RV there, and that's where they live
And
because it's
that's
cheaper.
that's
Because
why I
at
want
the
to
end of
do
the day,
that just
you
in
can just live
case.
in your RV. They got truck stops now that you can go pay like $5 and take a shower. Come on, why?
Well, and a lot of RVs these days have showers right in them.
Right, and all you got to do is tap into some water.
Yep. So yeah, I mean that's it's kind of the way that the world is falling.
Right.
Um,
Yeah, the American dream is turning into a nightmare, and people are waking up because they're tired of being scared nightmares, and they're
I
like,
mean
listen,
inflation, everything's up 20 something percent except for our paychecks.
right, our paychecks are down.
Yeah,
Like,
down
you
down.
can't stretch it. Trying to
Going
make $1
down
out of
down
15
down
cents.
down down.
That's all we
Oh, we
do.
were both doing different songs. We can collab, man.
Right. That's why I was like, making $1 out of 15 cents. We trying to make
Down
this
down
take this
down
15
down
cent and
down.
stretch it. Stretch the hell
I,
out of it. I know I
yeah,
be stretching my
listen.
dollars. I try to stretch my dollars. Hey,
Listen, I have to. I mean, I had to pay out for a surgery, and we all know those are expensive.
listen. There's only
Um.
select items that I buy name brand. Everything else is generic the hell out of it. Generic off
Oh
brand
yeah, no,
stuff.
I'm absolutely the same way. There's
Yeah.
certain things I won't. But everything else I don't like. Peanut butter, I will never buy generic peanut butter. I'm sorry, it tastes stupid.
Oh yeah, I'm like
I
that with cereal. Like I cannot do the store brand or off brand cereal. I have the name brand cereal if you want me to eat it.
so you get it then.
Yeah. So
So I'm gonna end today's with the wormhole as um what drives you to chase your dreams? And I don't mean like you don't have to tell us this stuff. You don't have to answer this. I want you to think about it. You know, what drives you to chase your dreams? Because if working that mundane 9 to 5 isn't driving you, you need to figure out what is driving you.
mm-hmm.
And maybe your dream
Your
has nothing
purpose.
to do with work. You know, maybe you like your 9 to 5 job and your dream is to every Sunday be the best Sunday school teacher you can be.
Right.
That can still be a dream. What pushes you to do it and work on it each week? That's what I don't need you to tell me. I just need you to think about it and use it to drive yourself to go harder.
And if you
That's
don't
all.
know and you need help trying to figure out your purpose or what your dreams are or setting some goals, just send me a message. I can help you. That's what I do. Okay? So I can help you figure it out. So let me
Yeah, y'all call her because if y'all call me, I'm gonna tell all y'all should be a stripper. Um,
I do like I ain't got the body for it, but I be watching movies like the movies The Hustler, and I think like I was watching I was on Stars and P Valley. I started watching that show. I was like, if I had the body, I could make some real money. I would just be like, no, I won't. I promise I won't. I'm not that. I'm too
and
shy
I
to be
can
stripper.
promise you, you don't need any kind of body to be a stripper. Um,
But
you
they
been
be
to
making
Atlanta,
bank.
girl?
I be mad. So now I'm mad at scientists, geologists, and strippers because they be making bank. I'm
Oh, listen, I don't hate. Whatever you gotta do, make your money. I can't do it. I'm not. I'm just too shy. That's my
yeah,
thing.
I know. I don't like to show my goodies, so I
And I'm
just
really clumsy. So if you
yeah,
put me
me
in
too.
heels
I'll be
and
the
put me
only
on a
one.
stage,
I'll be the
I'm gonna
stripper.
be like asking people to walk me around. Like, can you come help me walk? She
I'll be in sneakers. I'll be the one in Nikes. Like I'll be having some forces. I'll be
gonna be
doing my
dancing
show
at
in
high
forces.
tops.
I'll be like, here comes Sheena Marie and her Air Forces, because I
your
I'm the
your
only
dancing name would be Sheena Marie.
no. Oh, what was
Nah,
my
you should make
stripper?
your dancing name High Tops.
High tops,
Here
because I'll
come
be
High
in
Tops
sneakers.
and her Air Forces.
Oh yeah, that could be my stripper name, Air Force. Okay, I'm being silly.
We both are. Well, y'all, it's 9:15. Y'all go enjoy your Saturday. We will be back on here, of course, next Saturday at 8 a.m. If you have any comments or questions, please feel free to hit our inbox. Until next weekend, we love y'all.
We love you. Bye bye.